don't know, bite me now.
You've got a very nice neck, it's true. It's
Thank
very,
you. Yeah, you know I try.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable?
Yeah, it looks very innocent. It looks like little Rapunzel. It's never been bitten.
You know?
Vampire blood of a
maybe
virgin
few
is definitely
times.
much more exciting. It is.
We have to talk now. Are you ready?
Are we ready?
Yeah, no, we're live. Okay, welcome to Style on the Rocks today, live on Mogulus Wednesdays at 4 and on Nonsociety on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Here is my guest, Sebastian Doggart. Thank you so much for coming in. This is a feisty one right here, so watch out. Today is going to be a good episode because he was the producer-director of Season 1 of Project Runway. You're going to give us all the inside dish, right? All the good
Absolutely.
stuff?
I'm out of contract now. I can talk. We can
talk freely.
Bite into the Weinsteins who made the show. Absolutely.
Let's get them, right?
Yeah, let's get them. They've wrecked all of independent cinema, so now it's revenge.
I know, right? They've ruined TV forever.
Yeah.
I hate reality TV. Not that I'm trying to have a show of my own or anything, but no, I'm kidding. Not really. Anyway, okay, so back to you. Tell us, what's the juice behind the scenes? I mean, how does it go down? Do they really finish the clothes on time, or are you kind of lenient with that whole time thing, just to kind of get the ball rolling?
I think the designers are amazing. They're amazingly talented, and it's like watching a flower be born each time they're given a challenge, because, you know, they're told go to Gristedes and make a party dress.
Yeah.
And they manage to make it out of deck chairs or out of lettuce leaves, and they are quite extraordinary. And the level of talent of it is very refreshing in comparison to the other reality shows.
Right.
But what we did to them as producers was
It's
much
mean.
more savage. Yeah.
It's very savage,
It made
actually.
the Roman amphitheater look like a toon TV.
Yeah, no. So explain kind of the process. What do you put them under? I know we all know that you put them in front of the camera and you make them talk bad about each other. That's, you know, we get reality TV, but, you know, what's the dish behind Project Runway that makes it so stressful, so intense?
Well, our job is tormentor-in-chief, really, is to get them to cry and to get them to tear each other apart.
Because that's good TV.
It's good TV, and we stick a camera at 5 a.m. in the morning in their faces and say, how do you feel? And when they've lost, we say, how do you feel? And it's taking people's dreams, really, and gently carving them up and then serving them to the audience as sort of carpaccio.
Right.
Carpaccio,
that's good.
And then, of course, in post-production, we manipulate everything in an outrageous way. It's all there to make good TV shows, but it does result in the contestants having to go to therapy for the rest of their life.
For the rest of their lives. I mean, and these people don't get paid, so do you pay their therapy bill? No.
We don't.
That should get sent straight to you.
They should, well, not to me, because I'm told to do it. I would like Hitler's willing henchmen, really, say it's the boss. It's actually Weinstein who should be in therapy and should be. Certainly St. Peter shouldn't let him in to the pearly gates.
Right.
But yeah, I've had to talk to a lot of them afterwards. Like Wendy Pepper, the one who came third in
first
with the
season. Weird highlights.
Yeah, the kind of Cruella de Vil meets Omarosa figure. She was vilified, and she has a little kid, and she was in a terrible state afterwards.
I did feel kind of bad for her, actually, a little bit.
Yeah, so did I.
Because you could see that whole mommy aspect going on with her, you know, and then... But she did, you know, I mean, it was on tape, so you can definitely edit it a certain way, but your true colors come out on reality TV.
Everyone looks like a bitch or a bastard if you film them 24/7.
That's true.
And if you manipulate them as well. I mean, some of the outbursts, for example, were aimed at us, and then we put them in post as aimed at other members of the other designers.
Yes.
So it comes out like they're being bitchy.
Of course.
But
tricky.
Oh, all kinds of tricks. And then you ask certain questions to get them to answer in a certain way.
Right.
You know, how much do you sympathize with John McCain? So I sympathize with John McCain a certain amount, but I support Obama. But then we cut out, but I support Obama. And then suddenly you create a demon.
If only I could blame my political nonpartisanship on editing. But I can't, because I like not speaking my political views. But anyway, so tell me about Heidi. What's it like working with Heidi? Is she a diva? Is she tame? Is she really that stunning in person? I mean, what's she like?
Well, she's a challenge to work with. She's slightly intellectually challenged, I'd say. So, for example, her script, we would give her a script and hope that she would learn it. She didn't learn it, couldn't learn it.
Yeah.
So then we gave her cue cards. We held up the cue cards with the script, and she really couldn't read. I mean, there were some serious problems reading.
It's the whole, like, German-English thing, or just the whole reading thing?
reading. I think it's a deeper educational problem going on.
Oh, no.
Because in the end we had to put a bud in her ear and we'd literally read her phrase by phrase and then she'd repeat it. And the actual presentations, it would take hours and hours.
You can tell on the first couple of seasons that she had no idea what she was doing. And now I think she's kind of gotten the hang of it, don't you think?
Yeah.
Obviously.
And she was very comfortable with her, you know, Alvida Zen stuff. I mean, that S&M aspect of her really came remarkably easily.
Interesting.
She definitely practiced in that.
Cool. Okay, so are there any good stories that you know that you remember from season 1? You know, where any true outbursts where that didn't make the cut or?
Well, I mean, Heidi is interesting because you look at her through the lens, through your right eye, through the lens, and you see this extraordinary woman,
right.
Really beautiful, like Helen of Troy. And then through your left eye, you see another excessively made up, fake beauty that you just wouldn't go anywhere near that amount of makeup. And I wouldn't stir Seal's custard either, but that's another issue. But that notion of beauty, I really understood what beauty was after this, because so that was one great revelation I got from the
That's
show.
interesting. I've seen her out and about a couple times, and she looks stunning. But you know what? I was never like this close to see the caked on makeup. I just kind of saw her from afar.
Did you ever make out with her?
Oh, God, I wish I could. Can you hook that up?
Well, possibly, but I warn you, because that makeup will start pouring down.
Oh,
and
I
it'll
get
your
through
nice
that.
top totally wet.
Excuse me.
Well, you shouldn't let her get you wet, I don't think, really.
I could go so many different ways with that, but I'm just going to ask.
Let it out.
I'm just
Tell
going to
her.
ask the next question.